Hey everyone, and welcome back to Daily Weekly Builds. Today's quick build is a Lego City cargo truck from quite a few years ago. Now this one wasn't released as a standalone set or anything. It's actually part of the Lego City Cargo Train Deluxe from I think 2006 maybe. So yeah, quite old, and the overall design of it is a little bit dated, but there's something about it that I kind of liked with its little unique charm. So I've got the parts. I checked off the parts on BrickLink using a wanted list, so I made sure I had everything ready to build it using parts from my own inventory, and I bought some parts from BrickLink as well. So the easiest way to part out a set or a subset, for example, would be to head over to Rebrickable, and once you're on there, type in the set that you want. So we want the Lego City Cargo Train Deluxe, for example, on this one. Cargo Train Deluxe, if I can spell correctly. There we go. 2006, set number 7898. And that's quite an impressive cargo train for its time. Yeah, a lot going on. Very dated design by today's standards. And then if you scroll down to where it says Alt Builds, click on that. And as you can see, there's some customizations, modifications. And then here we have the subsets, which is what I'm after. And this is what I look at for other Lego sets, for example. If I only want something, like one thing from the whole set, I'll do this for each one. So as you can see, each part of this larger set has been broken down, and you can click on it to view the parts that you need for that certain sub-model. So today we're going to be building the blue truck, so I'll click on that. And here you can see what it looks like. Quite a classic design for it, really. And then it loads up with the inventory page, standard parts. So according to Rebrickable, this will cost roughly £20 to make, which seems a little expensive to me. You can organise it, see what's what. Probably because it's some older parts that have been replaced by newer molds, for example. You could swap those out and check your own parts inventory, which is what I did. So then you can import that over to a BrickLink wanted list. So if we'll click add parts, or BrickOwl if you use that, but I use BrickLink personally. And then it's going to ask you to log into BrickLink, so log in that with your details. And as you can see, you can upload parts to an existing wanted list or make a new wanted list just for that. So let's make a new wanted list. I'll call it Blue Truck, just so I know. And I'll pop the set number in there just so I remember what it's for, because when I need to look up the instructions for it later, I can do that. Then we'll click Add Parts. Ta-da! Now we'll view our wanted list. And as you can see, everything is there. So if we view all the items at once, and now this just adds the parts on there. If you want to organize your parts by new condition or used condition, for example, you can swap that out. I also make sure this wanted list is up to date with modern parts available. If you want to make it kind of accurate to the time this set first came out, then you can use the parts from that era. Otherwise, especially with older sets, newer parts and newer molds have been released, so you might want to update that, because some parts are cheaper now, some parts are more expensive. For example, the clip, I know Lego have changed the mold for that, so I might swap that out for the new one, or I might keep the original. Now I like to buy all my parts in new condition, so I'll select all of them, click on the condition, and apply new condition. There we go. And then if I wanted to buy the parts, I'll click buy all. And then you've got your options here. You can buy, since I'm in the UK, I can choose it from my home country, or Europe, or anywhere. Or you can specify certain countries if you are in those. So since I'm in the UK, I'll do that. And then I can click auto select, and it'll automatically find me the best stores that have all the parts. And oh wow, as you can see, I can get 98% of the parts, not all of them, but from all these different stores. So sometimes that can happen. It's a little bit frustrating, so you might need to do some pick and choose. For example, look, one part from one store isn't going to be ideal for postage costs, so do shop around. You might have to check what parts you're selected, but if you're happy with that to go forward, you can click create carts, and ta-da, successfully items have been added to your cart. So you've got all those in your BrickLink cart, and you can go from there. But I always recommend, if you've got a parts inventory, it might be a bit tedious to go through it, but definitely check what parts you already have, because you will be surprised that when I do this for different models, it turns out I've got most of the parts already, which is great. And then once that's done and you've got all your parts organized, you can head over to the Lego website or back onto Rebrickable to find the instructions for your little sub-model. So if we click on instructions on the main page, and then you can see there's the instructions for the blue truck. We'll click on that again, and ta-da, it loads them up. And we can go from there using the official Lego instructions and build the set. Let's open it up and see what parts we've got. And as you can see, I've organized my parts out because I find it's best to organize it so you can quickly find things whilst you're building, as you don't have that pleasure of having numbered bags. Oh, that's in bag 1, great, I'm starting with bag 1, and we've got bag 4. No, when you're building something custom or parting a set out and putting it together like this, it's a free-for-all. So I definitely recommend organising parts the best you can beforehand. And now everything's organised, I can start building. Let's go. And there we go, all finished. Now, first things first, you can just tell how old this really is, given the design, and look how hollow it is, empty space. The back of the cab is completely exposed. Yeah, you know, you can lift it up and down, but it's just, oh, it's so classic. And I think these wheel arches here look really awkward. They probably look too big for the wheels, even though this is standard for, you know, these wheels to use these. But I don't know, it's just the way they're used here and how they stick out awkwardly when you have the bed raised. I don't like that. You know, you can move the tail down, I guess, but it's not really going to do much. It's just for the rear lights here. That looks so unfinished, but that's part of the charm. That's why I decided to build it, because it's something from the classic, well, what I call classic Lego City, when, you know, Lego City was kind of really beginning to become what it is today. So yeah, I don't think Lego could release this in a set today as a standalone thing or as part of a larger set. It would definitely have to be more complex, you know. They would finish in at the back and, you know, yeah, they would do more to it, but it could fit in well if you have other Lego City vehicles. And somehow I managed up with a couple of spare parts. Maybe I missed a step, I don't know. I did get this alternate windscreen, as I wasn't sure, because the original one does have, of course, the dark brown or dark black transparent coloured windscreen, but I thought maybe a clear one might freshen up a little bit, but I might stick with the one as intended, as it's, you know, got that classic feel to it. But yeah, it's simple, but it's got a nice unique charm to it. I might make a future video where I give it some more modern upgrades, but there we go. Pretty easy, right? Well, I hope you guys found this little tutorial useful. If you did, leave a like and tell me in the comments. I'll see you next time where I'm building more Lego sets. Bye for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out the other videos on this channel or on one of my other channels as well. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share with your friends.